Okay, some self notes on the Syndicate blade. Pretty much just take it apart. Might use the same idea, maybe craft one myself, seeing as I need another one. Anyways, backtrack. So you have like little tracks that runs, and then the little like stops here. And then you have the actual like track that it runs, so that's the top. And you have the spring. And then more like the same stop track, so the blade doesn't extend all the way. Spring goes back. Then you have the trigger release the button. This here is actually, let's see if we can get a good angle. Okay, Okay. So we have this bar, and that what hooks onto the little latch. There's a little spring in there. Focus is automatically terrible. Oh, why won't you focus? Focus. Anyways, there's a little spring in there, and like for a little button. Cannot operate. Okay, so just like that. So a little hooks onto that latch, and then I guess there's a stop that keeps it from going. Maybe the spring. Probably. Little side holes for the locking mechanism on key. Little wheel. Try these little things on here. And that just like goes on, then you twist it to lock. There's a little tab, and that locks into here for the blade. I'm not going to take this apart, but you got, it's a two-tier blade. So you have your main piece, there's a spring in there. Oh, it's so hard to see. Anyways, it's probably going to be the same as the main housing. Anyways, push it down. There's this like little latch. Now the top notch. This is the top. Bottom's smooth. Top notch is for the locking on the wheel. And the bottom notch hooks onto the little latch onto the button. Spring sits in here, and that's pretty much trying to get this by itself is almost near impossible. Push this down, feed this through, maybe I can get it. Extend it, put the spring to the center ring, compress without it flying away, go down, bring it all the way back, and let go of the button so we don't actually have it on the release, and snap into place. Okay. Hopefully that that was captured. So there we go. There. That's all locked into place. Focus on this thing is absolute shit. And then push the button or release, but I'm not going to do that. Then this goes on top. And then you'll snap it in, but I don't want to do that just yet. Oh. And then if you want to do a sort of, without hitting the button, little hole under there. And a fishing line will be tied to that little bottom row latch that the actual latch sits on, so you can release it by hand, I guess. Invisibility. So that sits on, and this mounts on like so. Make sure everything's all lined up. And glue. And then we'll figure out how to make this as a housing onto the rest of the bracer. Anyways, let's look at a breakdown of that. So, my random ramblings, self-notes, leader notes. As I know, there's YouTube videos that shows how to do the Syndicate Hidden Blade mod. So people were wanting how it actually works, so I decided to actually take it apart and figure this out. So pretty much explain after you pry this off. Like, oh yeah, and also took that off because it's in the way of things. But I'm gonna have an actual leather bracer for this. Anyways, so pretty much just following, pry off the top carefully, flathead screwdriver. This you'll just want to pop these little flathead and push them in and down until you get a release. You remove this. It's easy to put back together. Just make sure the spring actually still stays on here, that it's glued. And then so you'll drill a hole. I have a little hand drill, such as this. I acquired from Michael's. I use it to drill a hole in my coin. So just drill a little hole onto the bottom. You'll feed fishing line in through. You'll tie it onto the bottom of that bar, which is pretty much attached to the button, and it will pull it down, which will release it. And then after that's done, you'll put it back together and use glue. You probably use contact cement, but once you use that, nothing's coming apart again. So be careful, and you want to put on both sides. Just a little bit goes a long way, because once it's stuck, it's stuck. Because the stuff I have is actually meant for leather, but it works for plastic metals and all sorts of things. Anyways, so after all that's together, yeah, for taking this off, a hair dryer to heat the glue to sort of warm it, the flathead screwdriver, and you want to pry in between the I think it went on this way originally. I think, I don't know. Probably. Yeah, I did, because there's little notches that those go into. So flathead screwdriver, you want to pry it under the seam there. Obviously it's not flashes anymore. And then same for that. Then just work it along until you actually have it loose. I took this off because I'm going to use it for my bracer as well. I just prefer actual leather instead of this clunky thing. Because I am a tiny guy and this does not fit. Anyways, so after that's removed, there'll be little tab things that are attached on the bottom. Just take a utility knife and just like cut around. It's if you have a sharp blade, it will go through it like butter. A hair dryer also helps. Put it on a high heat again to like help soften it and help for cutting and warming up the glue. I also did that for along the side seams for prying it apart, or this side. And it's also good like if your blade is wonky, like it's bent. I noticed mine was bent upwards. Just take the heat, apply it a few times, like a little bit, and then bend it back into the shape you want. And just if you have a cool button, hit that, and voila, your blade's back in shape. Because it's sort of like a rubber material, same as like this. Con-safe things, yep. Anyways, I hope that helped, because I noticed people were wondering about how disassembly on this like other Syndicate blade mod. So I decided to take the liberty and actually break it down. I can't complete it because I don't have the fishing line, as I realize, but it's pretty much straightforward from there. Anyways, out.